Greetings, Ventures. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, and I've finally been able to pull myself away from Zelda and a lot of work to talk about something DanMachi related. It's been quite a while since my last video, I know, and I'm getting more tan, I need to get a haircut, and I got contacts again, so no glasses for this video. But getting that out of the way, again, a lot of DanMachi related news, this time related to the mobile games. Some news is kinda bittersweet, and then some is kinda strange to me, but let's go ahead and break down the news regarding the mobile games. The first one being DanMemo. Now, in some ways, this official Twitter post on the official English DanMemo Twitter account is a bit weird because it released at like 1 a.m. my time or 2 a.m. if you're Eastern Standard Time. But this news went out across global, so it makes sense that this might be a weird time for some people. But basically, I'm not gonna like read this word for word, but basically this is just saying that the final like original story event will be the 6th anniversary event that starts in June and will end in September, because with these big anniversary events, if you're not familiar with the DanMemo game, the DanMachi mobile game, the one that's been going on for 5 years plus, this being the 6th anniversary, they're like huge story updates. They're original stories written by the author of the DanMachi light novel series, Fujinori Mori, and they've always been really good stories. It's always an exciting time, and they're always fully voice acted with the original voice actors, the Japanese voice actors from the anime. So it's always been enjoyable, and in a lot of cases, especially like with the recent ones, like the 3rd, or at least starting with the 2nd anniversary, 3rd, 4th, 5th, basically they've been longer than like actual anime runs in terms of how long these events are and how much voice acting is put into them. And they usually end up being so big they had to release them in parts across the months during these anniversary months like June, July, August, September, because the last one I believe was 3 parts. And like each part was like more than 3 hours worth of story content if you just like leave it on autoplay and just listen to the voice acting. So it's crazy how long they can be, and they're always pretty good stories. If you guys remember, Astrea Record was the 3rd anniversary event, and that takes place 7 years in the past from DanMachi present. Tells about the great feud against Evilus, like characters from Astrea Familia, which you are familiar with if you watch Season 4, are present in it, as well as like younger versions of the characters from Loki and Freya Familia. So that was an exciting thing. It even got a light novel adaptation in 3 volumes, and I imported all 3 volumes from Japan, this being the first one. And I believe there's still no news in regards to like the official English translations of those. Still waiting for that. But anyway, like again, these anniversary events are these huge original story events written by the original author, and they've always been a fun time. And now with the 6th anniversary, it seems like this will be the final big original story event for the game. It's probably going to be like this transition period between mobile games as we're like sunsetting DanMemo and then going into DanMachi Battle Chronicle, or Dan Crow as they try to call it in the short form. But man, this is just very bittersweet in terms of DanMemo, because it's crazy to say, but like 5 years ago, this released in English, and it basically was what jump-started my YouTube channel. Like I made a few videos here and there, but with DanMemo, that's really what blew up my channel. And of course, with that, I used my following from the mobile game to jumpstart my channel even further when Season 2 of the anime came out, and I basically transitioned my channel into mainly talking about DanMachi overall, and not just like the mobile games part of DanMachi, because as you guys know, I haven't really been enjoying the gameplay aspects of the mobile games. Like, it's not what I'm playing DanMemo for. It's always been for the character interactions and the story events. So again, this is very bittersweet, seeing that this will probably be the last original event story made for the game. But again, the past anniversary events have not let me down in terms of stories, so I'm hoping this kind of ends with a big bang. Is they say that we might be able to guess what the 6th anniversary is. I know Omori Sensei has teased in the past he's wanting to write stuff about Zeus and Hera Familia, so I'm really hoping that's what it's going to be. The other weird thing is that, like, they kind of specifically point out that this will be the last new original event story, and they've been adapting the Sword Oratoria light novels in visual novel format as story updates in the game, and they recently kind of ended the last story event in terms of the Sword Oratoria adaptation by adapting Volume 11 of Sword Oratoria, and Volume 11 of Sword Oratoria kind of leaves off on a cliffhanger, because as I've said in the past, if you've seen my Sword Oratoria reviews for the light novel, I basically say that, like, Sword Oratoria Volume 11 is like Marvel's Infinity War, and then Sword Oratoria Volume 12 is like Endgame. So it would be very strange for them to just kind of leave it at Infinity War, at Volume 11 of Sword Oratoria, and not adapt to Volume 12. Like, it would be so strange to not do that. So that's why I think the wording with new event story and new story updates is very interesting, because technically, if they adapted Volume 12 of Sword Oratoria, it wouldn't be a new event story, I guess, because, you know, it's adapting content that already exists, so I don't know what's going on there. Like, I'm really hoping they can adapt to Volume 12 of Sword Oratoria, because I don't think more Sword Oratoria anime seasons is in the cards, and it's always kind of felt that way when this is what they've been doing by adapting Sword Oratoria into the mobile game, because the anime of Sword Oratoria, as I've said numerous times in the past, was not a good adaptation at all. I kind of want there to be a reboot rather than a second season, if that's what they're thinking of doing, because I just think it would service the story a lot better that way. But again, since they've been adapting Sword Oratoria into the mobile game, it feels like there's just no plans to make more seasons or reboots of Sword Oratoria in the first place, because, like, look, we did it in the mobile game. So there's that. It just feels really bittersweet that DanMemo is basically kind of getting into its sunsetting period, because there's not going to be any future, like, new story updates or event stories after this 6th anniversary ends. And the timing does make sense, because not a lot of mobile games make it to year 6. It's kind of a testament to how dedicated they were to this game. Like, what other, like, mobile game has, like, these huge story events all fully voice acted? Like, it's crazy to think that, like, and it's not like a game like Genshin Impact or the new Star Rail, where there's, like, a huge budget and it's like a huge property. Like, this is a mobile game based off an anime IP, and most of them don't have full voice acting for the story events, or, like, story events that end up getting adapted into light novel form, or some story events being accepted as canon. So it's pretty crazy that DanMemo has lasted as long as it has, and the stories being as high quality as they were. So again, very bittersweet, and I appreciate all the work that's been put into this game in terms of the story. But yeah, this basically just feels like a transition into the new mobile game, being DanMachi Battle Chronicle. So let's go over the news for that. So about a week ago, they made an announcement about the new DanMachi mobile game, Battle Chronicle. Remember, this is the new DanMachi mobile game that's more of a action game as opposed to the turn-based combat game that was DanMemo. And it's going to have a global release, which is really cool. But they recently said that originally it was supposed to release, like, tomorrow, as of the recording of this video. It was supposed to release May 23rd, and it's going to be postponed to August 24th. So that's about a 3-month delay, and I don't mind this delay. Like, take all the time you need to make sure the game is up and running and not buggy. But it's very strange timing, I would say. Like, this was a very shocking announcement to me when I first saw it, because I kind of felt like I was seeing things. Because on the official Battle Chronicle Twitter account, they've been doing these countdown illustrations to, like, lead up to the launch of the game. And it's very weird, that like with 6 days left, they decide to delay the game. So what that tells me is that there was like some last minute thing that happened in development in or their like release plans, because like if the game is in such a state that a 3-month delay is necessary, you would think they would have figured that out way before there was like 6 days left to launch the game. So either there was like some crazy bug that they had to fix, or they felt like they needed to move the release of the game to a later date to make things more sense with their plans. And I think it's more of the latter than the former, because again, it's very strange to delay something 6 days from release. That makes absolutely no sense to me. So I think this is more of a move in terms of adjusting the release for like financial or campaigning reasons. And it especially makes more sense coming off of the announcement in terms of DanMemo, because in terms of like the DanMachi mobile games, they probably want way more attention on DanMemo's like final big story event that's going to take place over summer. Again, like from June to September, and August is probably when that like final big like story event parts will release, and it will end in September, but that's probably when it will like have its last part release is in August, and that kind of coincides when Battle Chronicle will end up releasing. So I think that's really what's going on there in terms of the delay. But again, it does give them more time to polish the game if there are some things they want to adjust in that. So rather than like the game being like buggy or having issues in terms of like launch in their service, I think it's more of a financial move, more of a move to make sure more attention's on DanMemo, and then we transition into Battle Chronicle off of that 6th anniversary event. I think that's the thing that makes most sense to me. So with no more new big story content releasing in DanMemo and us transitioning into Battle Chronicle, the new mobile game, I'm hoping that the new mobile game will have a similar amount of effort when it comes to these story events. I think that's part of the reason for why DanMemo is ending its story updates, so there can be more of a focus on the new mobile game, especially because Omori Sensei seems to be heavily involved with these story things. It would be kind of crazy for him to be juggling his involvement back and forth between these two mobile games. So again, it makes sense to just pool all the resources into the new game and end the old one with the big bang that is the 6th anniversary event. But again, I'm looking forward to the new mobile game. I said before, I'm probably not going to be like covering it in depth in terms of like game mechanics and all that. I'm not one for like being too heavy into mobile gaming. I was into DanMemo 40 story events, and it's going to be the same thing for Battle Chronicles. So if there is like a big story event that's like canon or at least very exciting, I will be talking about it on the channel. But I'll be like you guys, just kind of enjoying the mobile game to myself. I don't know how much I'll enjoy an action mobile game, because with the turn-based game, it was easier for me to just go do auto battle and just enjoy the story. For an action RPG, that might be a bit different, because I can't just passively play it. I'll have to be active in terms of controlling the characters. So we'll see how that goes. But again, I really hope there's a similar amount of effort in terms of these story events for Battle Chronicle, because DanMemo has kind of spoiled us on that, and especially in terms of the anniversary events. But yeah, guys, Battle Chronicle coming out on August 24th with that 3-month delay. And it's obviously going to be like this transition period from when the 6th anniversary DanMemo happens and Battle Chronicle launches on August 24th. But that's the news on the 2 DanMachi mobile games. I will be making more videos, guys. Don't worry about that. I know I haven't been making much content lately. I just kind of been enjoying myself post season 4. Been taking a bit of a break, and I have been working a bit more on in my job. There have been some long days, and I just been trying to enjoy myself playing the new Zelda. It is my favorite video game series, so I've been enjoying it quite a bit, and hopefully there are some of you out there that are also playing the game and enjoying it as well. And hopefully Battle Chronicle will be an enjoyable game too, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that on August 24th once again. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. If you want to see more DanMachi content, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on my socials, and this is Lorne, your guild advisor, signing out.